Good morning and welcome to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Linda Fontaine. Today, my guest is Andy True, who's the Assistant Superintendent of Kingsport City Schools. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. It's great to be with you.
I've never met you, and you know one of my very best friends, Lori Norris.
She is an all-star.
She is.
Has done great work in our district. She oversees our e-learning for our district and has done a great job as we made transition into new use of technology. A lot of work with the DB Excel program. She's been a great asset to the district and is an all-star. We're lucky that she is helping our school system and is a great resource for our students and teachers.
Oh, good. Well, you are lucky to have her. In fact, she was my first interview when I started this position.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Fantastic.
great. So tell me about Insight KCS.
Yes, this is a program that's actually in its 5th year where we really wanted to look at opportunities that we might have to communicate well with our stakeholders, to help share the story of Kingsport City Schools and what we do and how we operate. Building a bridge to our community and engaging our community is a key focus for us as a school system. So several years ago we were thinking about ways that we could do that, ways that we could expand our communication with our stakeholders, with our parents, with our community members. And as we brainstormed and looked at some other ideas and other concepts that were kind of out there, always trying to take the best of what's out there and how could we kind of internalize that and make that real for us. We settled on a program that really, over the course of a school year, is designed to allow participants to come in and just really dive deep into what we do as a school system. So Insight KCS was born really with that goal in mind of just kind of opening the doors and sharing who we are and what we do with our community. So we're in process right now of building our cohort for this year. Typically the groups have been in that 10 to 15 range of individuals. So we have enough individuals in the program to be able to really impact our community in sharing the information and sharing those aspects of our school system, but yet small enough to where we can kind of nimbly work our way. We do a lot of touring through schools and having opportunity for dialogue with administrators and teachers and answering questions. So we try to find that sweet spot of 10 to 15 individuals per cohort. And that's where we are right now is kind of building that cohort for this year, knowing that starting in October, we'll be actually starting the program where for 6 days over the course of the school year, those folks will come in and each day we'll learn something different about Kingsport City Schools.
Now, anybody can sign up to apply for this?
Correct. Applications are available right now on our website at k12k.com. It's just the Kingsport City Schools website. There's an application process just to kind of help us learn a little bit more about the individuals. Hopefully, we can find we hate to tell people no if there are too many that, again, we try to keep that sweet spot of 10 to 15 in the group, knowing that if it gets too large, it makes it just a little cumbersome to navigate through schools and to do those kind of tours. So to find that group of individuals that really wants to come in, obviously it's a commitment to spend 6 days over the course of a year. Basically it's 6 half days. We have tweaked the program a little bit this year and made it more of an 8 to 1 schedule each day. But those individuals to be able to come in and commit to doing that over the course of the school year. It's a day in October, November, December, and then again another set of days in the spring, February, March, April. And to really just to look at, again, each day is a different aspect of the school system. So one day it might be about what do we do for teaching and learning. So we'll tour a school, we'll sit down with our math coordinator and do hands-on math tasks so folks will understand how we teach math or literacy, or one day we do operations, we get on a school bus and ride a bus route to see what it's like, what drivers go through, or we'll go behind the scenes in the cafeteria at Dobyns-Bennett and see what it takes to feed 2,000 students twice a day. And we eat lunch at Dobyns-Bennett in the cafeteria to kind of see all the stories you hear about cafeteria food, what is it really like, and we'll eat in the cafeteria that day. So things like that, real world experiences for the participants to come in and just experience who we are and what we do.
That sounds neat. I'm doing a program right now called Citizens Fire Academy, and it's kind of like that. Once a week, or I'm going to the fire department and a group of us are learning what they go through. And I know the police do that as well.
Exactly.
So this is what that sounds like. And you were mentioning this is also like Leadership Kingsport. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, one of the neat things that we have been able to do since especially we moved our facility downtown about 6 years ago, our our central offices, our administrative support centers on the second and third floor of the same building with the chamber down on the first floor. So some partnerships and some synergy that we've been able to kind of develop with the chamber, and this is one thing that has come out of that, to where, you know, when we looked at this kind of program and thought, okay, how could we structure this, how could we set this up, you know, we thought, where are the programs that we could kind of model after? And Leadership Kingsport, obviously been around a long time and has been very successful, was one of those types of programs to be able to learn from and talk with Vanessa Bennett and the chamber and see how they do things and what they do, and see how we could kind of internalize that and make that real for the school system. So it's been exciting. It's, like I say, our 5th year. We were fortunate enough to win an award from Tennessee School Boards Association in 2015 as one of the innovative programs for educational excellence. So
Wow.
it's been recognized across the state for its quality. So we're excited to be able to continue it in year 5.
That's great. So you start taking applications in October 1st, is that right?
Well, applications are due by October 1st
they're
because
due
the
October
first session
1st.
is October 5th. So
Okay.
We're getting close to wrapping up our application process, and you know, it's really exciting that we'll start that cohort on October 5th and
Okay.
start those 6 sessions over the course of the year.
So if people want to apply, they just need to go to k12k.com or call 423-378-2130 to get more information on how to apply.
That's my direct line. I'm more than happy to answer questions if folks have them, and our application process is online at k12k.com. Again, that's the Kingsport City Schools website.
Okay.
Right there on the home page. We try to make that process as simple as we can to get the application in.
Have you had a big response?
We have. We're pleasantly surprised. Well, not surprised, but we're pleased this year, I guess, that we've had such the response that we have. We've got a good group already that is forming and has formed, and so we're hoping to spread the word and add to that group.
Do you find these are a lot of moms and dads, or are these people that are more leaders in the community, or people that have kids that have already gone through the system?
That's a great question, and the answer to that is yes. It has been a mix of, we've had some parents that have done it, we've had professionals that have students in the district, ones that don't have students in the district that just want to learn more about the school system and how we operate. You know, I think people think they understand what it takes to run a school system, but they're not quite sure with some of the specifics, or maybe they have some misperceptions, and so we've had some folks that are just curious about what we do. We've had some retirees that want to stay involved and, you know, be a part of our schools and stay kind of connected to the school system that have been involved. We've got some individuals, I think, that have thought, maybe I want to be on the school board someday. So this is a way that I could learn more about the school system to get a broader sense of broader scope of knowledge. So it's really been all across the board. There is no real prototypical I would say person that have been a part of this group.
When you say they're half days, are they usually morning to like
They're
noon?
mornings.
Okay.
We do. It's generally the first Friday of the month from 8 is where we start. And this year in the past, it's been an 8 to 3 program, and one of the things we did this year was to look to see how we could make it a little bit easier for professionals to be able to be a part of it, because we know it is a hefty ask to spend that time away from work or even family or home. So we've shifted to an 8 to 1 schedule this year, where we will have kind of a working lunch every day, so that if you are needing to go back to work and work in the afternoon, you can come in the morning, learn about the school system, have lunch, we'll kind of work through lunch, and then by 1 o'clock you can be back to your office or to your home.
Okay, great. I was going to say if it was like noon to 3 or something like that, I could do it. But I work. I got to be here in the early morning to be on the radio. But
Understand.
that is very good information. I think that's a great program you guys have started. I would have loved to have been a part of that when my kids were going through the schools, just to understand it better.
And that has been you talk about who has participated in the past. We have had some parents, some that have been in the district for a long time. We've had some folks that have just moved in the past that, they are just moving to Kingsport and want to learn about our school system because they have students in the district for the first time. So it's been a little bit of both, and really we try to build the program and the scope of the information to where it's hands-on, there's a lot of interactivity, but at the same time it really covers a broad range of how we operate. What does it look like to transport thousands of students every day, or feed them, or keep the facilities up to speed and clean, and so we build that structure of information over the course of the school year to cover all of that.
And I love the new programs you guys have. We were talking about Lori earlier and Excel, DB Excel, these programs, which I wish I do wish these were around when my sons were going through, because I have one in particular that's just really artsy and really cool, really smart kid, but I think he would have flourished even more had he had the option of DBXL, because she said it sounds like a really cool program they've started.
You know, we look at what is offered at Dobyns-Bennett and the great work that happens there and the great opportunities that are there, and realizing that for many students that's the prime and perfect environment, but for others they need a different setting, they need a different structure. DBXL provides that, and to be able to have a little bit smaller structure, the format is different with the use of technology. The way it's kind of that blended learning approach where you're doing some things with the teacher shoulder to shoulder, you do in classes, but then also you're doing some work online. DBXL is a program that we go into depth at during Insight KCS. We tour the facility, we get a presentation on the program itself from the principal, who's Shanna Hensley. You know, that type of vision is something that we really want to make sure through Insight KCS we communicate, but also just generally to our community to know that those are the kind of thought processes that we have as a district. How can we find learning environments that are best for every individual student and be actively pursuing those and providing those?
That's excellent. Well, on that note, let's take a break, and we'll come back in just about 2 minutes with more information about Kingsport City Schools with Andy True. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.